I'm going to say 2 words to you, Mr. Duke, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Shoot.
Jason Voorhees.
Well, that makes me think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut.
Legend has it that Jason saw his mother beheaded that night. And he took his revenge. A revenge that he'll continue to seek if anyone ever enters his wilderness again.
Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.
Jason's out there.
So, we're back. First, I gotta give it a little shout out. Our little retrospective here has gained us some momentum, some new followers, and a lot of new downloads. So whatever we're doing something right. Unlike the producers and the makers of some of these films that we're discussing. But thank you for all the support on this retrospective we've been doing. It's certainly a fun one. It's not a chore by any means, believe it or not. It's kind of fun to do it, seeing such a wonderful franchise fall from grace.
Yeah, it's some of the films can be a bit of a chore to get through, but I mean, it's always, I enjoy it generally anyway. You know what I mean? This is my sort of, it's basically the film that many of the films I grew up with. So yeah, it has been a fun one, and thank you guys for all your downloads.
Exactly. So Paramount has left the show. They said, goodbye, we are done.
Not the fucking only ones.
Yeah. So no more Frank McCusker Jr., but the father of the franchise is back. Mm-hmm. Sean S. Cunningham, along with his son Noel, I believe, have taken over the helms, and they are producing the next 2. Now, there's a twist here, because they actually don't own the name. Paramount still has the rights for the name Friday the 13th. And that's why the next 2 are simply called Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, and Jason X. So they cannot use the Friday the 13th title. But they do have the rights, obviously, Jason in the background, because technically he created that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Victor Miller and so forth.
Yeah.
So, Sean S. Cunningham, I don't know about him. I think there's a little arrogance with Sean S. Cunningham, watching reviews with him and stuff. I mean, again, I'm not going to judge the guy. I don't want to misspeak, I suppose. But he left the franchise right after 1, obviously passing the reins to Steve Miner. Steve Miner's had a pretty good career with directing. Lake Placid is fucking classic. Forever Young with
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
And working with Jamie Lee again for H2O. One of the more competent Halloween sequels, and the House franchise, which I enjoy. Yeah. So he's had a career. Sean S. Cunningham, on the other hand, really didn't. He's done some stuff. I've seen them. They're okay. Deep Star 6 and New Kids.
Deep Star 6 is probably his most successful one, possibly, outside of Friday the 13th.
Yeah, probably the most known. I wouldn't say 6. Yeah. I mean, and long story short, I think he had to go back to the well.
Mm-hmm.
So him and his son decided to take the realm. I could be wrong if Noel's involved in this one. I know Noel's involved with Jason X.
Yes.
But yes, so Sean's back, and it's 3 years since the wonderful piece of shit Jason Takes Manhattan.
4.
And what?
It was 4 years.
It's just 3 years.
Well, Jason Goes to Hell was brought out in 93, and Jason Takes Manhattan was 89.
I think this one sat for a bit. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's just jump right into this one. And, I talked about how, at least with part 5, they did something different.
Mm-hmm.
They decided, let's fucking tweak it and make it a murder mystery again. A horrible murder mystery. But the killer isn't Jason. And I applauded for it trying to do that. Now, this one goes way off fucking deep end. And I gotta admit, I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually enjoy this film.
Nah, it's fucking terrible. I think it's the worst of the lot.
No. This is... Now, when I say I enjoyed it, we just got done watching A New Beginning and Jason Takes Manhattan. So...
They're
there's
both
not
better
much to
than
go
this.
by. No, they're not.
By a long stretch, I have to say.
No, they're not.
We'll get to it, but...
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off right away. Most of the Friday 13ths don't have... They usually have up-and-comers. New fresh faces. And you don't get that. You get some. We talk Terry Kaiser and... nobody huge. Character actors, seasoned actors. Mm-hmm. This one has quite a few seasoned actors. You've got Aaron Gray, known from Buck Rogers. You've got Billy Greenbush, who I like to see. He's in The Hitcher and Critters. He was the father in Critters.
The great Stephen Williams.
Stephen Williams from 21 Jump Street.
The X-Files.
So you have established actors in this. And I will say this, whether you like the film or not, the acting's a little better in this one than we got from most of the Friday 13th.
Stephen Williams, I would say Stephen Williams is the only one who comes out of this with his dignity intact. And I love I'm a fan of Stephen Williams anyway.
I mean, Stephen Williams, what the fuck?
No, the character is, it's a character is there to basically dump exposition and retcon the complete series beforehand. But Stephen Williams himself has a great presence, and he, carries himself totally fine, and he looks pretty cool with that cowboy hat.
Max, listen, you have a hard-on for anybody who's in a Doctor Who or let me finish, an X-File.
No, it don't.
No matter what they're in, they're fucking brilliant.
No. He carries himself off totally fine. The rest of the cast here are bland at best.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say they were bland. Especially the guys who...
I tell you who else. The only other person, and he's basically in it in a very small role, that sort of comes away with this with a bit of dignity is Kane Hodder.
No, I mean not even Kane Hodder. I mean, let's just we'll argue as we go.
Yeah.
This is cool because this is K&B, special effects team. Greg Nicotero, who we all know, who created the Creepshow TV show. And as well as The Walking Dead. It's his FX crew. And the FX are good in this one. I like the FX. I think they're pretty solid.
There's a very good gore scene where the sheriff or the police guy...
I was about to say that. It reminded me of Hellraiser.
Yes. Yeah, apparently it's basically, the Frank Resurrection scene, but in reverse, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And so what they wanted to do with this film is they pretty much copied the movie with your brilliant actor, Kyle MacLachlan.
Love him.
Oh my God. The guy's more bland than...
Nope.
Bland.
No, I do genuinely love MacLachlan.
Hidden. He did a film called Hidden, which is pretty much body transfer, jumping from one body to the other to the other. And who's or body snatchers, that kind of... And so this is what they're trying to do here. And, let's start with the opening sequence. I actually enjoyed it. When I remember first seeing it, I had no idea this would be a trick, that she's just an FBI agent. By the way, applaud to the wonderful actress who plays her. She's very talented.
Yeah. I would like to say as well that this opening sequence is actually very good, but the film completely falls to pieces after it.
Well, let's talk. You're jumping ahead now, but we'll get to it, but... We're still talking about the opening sequence. The opening sequence is fun. You think it's a standard Friday 13th. Turns out, we all know that he gets ambushed by the SWAT team, and they kick his ass. They still shoot him up, blow him up, death. And now Jason is officially dead. And we get the cliche of her taking her clothes off, taking the shower. And this woman is, I looked her up. She's very talented.
Yeah, indeed. I noticed.
Yeah, she's very talented. Doesn't say a word, but that's okay. Now we have Stephen, Jessica, Creighton, Duke, Robert, Diana, Joey, the coroner, Sheriff Landis, named after, obviously,
Yes, John Landis.
You have Carpenter. You've got Cunningham County. You've got everything in this one. You got the Thing reference in this.
There's a Robert Campbell character as well, named after Robert Englund and Bruce Campbell. It's chock full of fan service.
Yeah. You got Shelby and Randy, and you got Jason. Well, technically, you got Jason for a wee bit. But, there's some things he could have tweaked that I think this could have worked. Now, guys, like I said in the beginning of the podcast...
could have tweaked the entire script,
no.
I think.
I'm going to give it a shout-out so far with the opening sequence. So far, we're on we're up to par.
Best part of it.
Well, I'm enjoying it. And I think I like the fact the mask is molded to his face.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool. I like the sequence where... Okay, so let me get the story here. So Diane, played by Erin Gray, Diana, has a daughter named Jessica and a baby.
Yes.
Jason gets blown up.
Mm-hmm.
Jason's now... All his body pieces are where the corner... When the corner becomes Jason.
Jason possesses people now.
It's
like essence.
Yeah, yes, I know. But Jason's dead, but his spirit is what controls him. His aura, and so he needs to get rebirthed. He can body jump until he gets to one of his own, which would be Diana or Jessica or
his
the
sister
baby.
or his niece or his great niece, who we have never heard of before in all of the films that came before.
Who gives a shit?
I care and the fucking fans care. Continuity.
Oh, fuck off!
It's a fucking retcon.
It's not a
in the worst possible
retcon.
way.
Pamela Voorhees had a child out of wedlock. Gave her up for adoption. What's wrong with that?
No, but it's never been referenced before. In
Doesn't
any
have to be.
Previous films.
We
Well,
didn't know
it
about
should
it.
be. It's
a
a retcon. You cannot argue this is not a retcon.
No, it's not. You can silly add that to it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Also, did Jason come from aristocracy? Because see that fucking the Voorhees house. It's a fucking mansion.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Didn't the your favorite actor of all time, Stephen Williams, did the guy who plays the Duke? Wasn't he there for the money? Wasn't there like a hidden fortune in the Voorhees house?
He was apparently the backstory. I was looking it up. Apparently, the backstory is his fiance was murdered by Jason, so he has like dedicated his life to hunting for Jason. But he's also it also says that he's a bounty hunter, so he also like goes in search of other serial killers for bounties. But again, he has never been referenced before. The case with him and his fiance has never been referenced before. There has to be some form of continuity.
No,
this is a cheat. And
it's not. You're so full of shit.
Let me explain.
None of these characters have to be introduced before.
Now let me explain. I am not a hardcore Friday the 13th series fan. I like it, I respect it and all that there. But I know this pissed off a lot of the hardcore fans, and I'm on their side.
No, fuck off.
No.
There's nothing wrong with them saying he has a sister. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a cheat. It's not a cheat because we didn't need to know about her at all ever until now. But we didn't need to.
It just feels lazy and a retcon.
It's not lazy. She had a daughter out of wedlock. She gave it up for adoption. There you go.
I think the director has even admitted at some point that it was.
Don't start looking up stuff and go, oh yeah, I think we're blah blah. I think no.
It's a retcon.
They can get away with this. There's no retcon. She was never established as a character, so you're not retconning anything.
Well, it's as close to a retcon as you're going to get.
Oh, whatever. Go watch fucking Stephen Williams, The X-Files.
I don't need to watch them in this, and he was brilliant as always.
Here's what I don't get. So he's in Ohio.
Yeah.
But Camp Crystal Lake's in Jersey.
More fucking nonsensical shit.
Yeah, that's bad. Mm-hmm. Now, guys, I'm sticking up for it a little bit here. I'm not fucking thinking it's the greatest film ever made, but I'm gonna stick up for it because fucking X-Files over here is fucking. I'm surprised you didn't like it. So, all right. So, anyways, I'm sorry, guys. We're going off track here. I'm busy yelling at Trevor. So, Jason has to body hop, but he only has a limited time to stay in that body. That's fine. And he has his spirit or his goo has to go into a loved one.
A Voorhees, another Voorhees.
And for him to become whole again.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And he comes out fully dressed.
Yeah, with the exact same clothes. They're even ripped and still have the bullet holes from the beginning.
I know. All right, so the coroner eats his heart, and the coroner becomes blah. And he's a character actor. He was in Rocky V. Mm-hmm. He always plays a bad guy. Again, kudos to the gore. I really enjoy the gore in this one. Again, shout out to Nicturo, Kurtzman, and Berger. Those are.
I will admit that there is good. There's one of the. If this film has any strong points, I would say the opening sequence and the practical special effects.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, I love when the coroner they do like a quantum leap. So the coroner will look in the mirror, and he won't see himself, but he'll see Jason.
Yeah,
fully clothed.
And other people see that as well. If you look, whenever he attacks Jason's sister later on, she looks in the mirror and also sees it's Jason.
I didn't know
how
that.
the fuck that worked. Did you see it in the film?
I didn't.
She reacts to it. You know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's so. I think it would have been cooler. It would have been cooler if he was like a zombie.
Yeah, well,
like,
exactly.
No clothes. We don't have to see his yim yam, but you can have him from head up and just zombie-esque, grotesque face. What's with the fucking clothes? I just didn't get that.
I just wanted fucking Jason. I didn't want. This is not a Jason film. It didn't feel like a Jason film. It's basically.
No, you're right. I'll give you that. But
you want the fans. Apparently, the director said something like, "The last thing the fans want is Jason killing more teens at Camp Crystal Lake." Well, actually, that's exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Apparently, the script was really, from what I read up, the script was really rushed as well to meet a deadline. And Sean S. Cunningham basically locked the scriptwriters in a room for 4 days over a weekend, so it was a really rushed job, and it comes across.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's why I think Sean S. Cunningham sold himself out with this. Again, I'm still sticking up for it a little bit. But I'm not saying, to me, it's not part of, I always keep saying 1 through 4 are the only Friday 13s in my eyes. 5, somewhat passable.
I like 6.
But this is a whole new world we're in now.
Yeah, this is not
almost
Jason
like
film.
the Marvel universe where they have all these expanded universes.
Exactly.
This is the multiverse of Jason.
This is alternate universe Jason, and it's. I just wanted Jason. I mean, there's other serious issues with this film, but ultimately, I think the big one is there's no fucking Jason.
Well, so we did find out some stuff. Mm-hmm. So Jason, his birth, we found out his birth. He was born in 1946, which does make sense because the opening of Friday 13th, we talked about
1955
was it wasn't. It was 57.
Yeah.
Because he died at age 11.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes, and he's killed 83 people.
It's about the only continuity in this fucking film.
So, I'm sorry, man. Your favorite actor of all time, Stephen Williams, that you said at the beginning of the podcast. And there's a line in this, and don't jump in. I'm just going to say it.
Go ahead.
And it doesn't make any. It's just disturbing. So Robert, the bad guy, he's the reporter dude.
Yes.
He asks Duke, well, I'm going to say something to you, and you tell me what you think.
Go ahead, yeah.
What's the first? No, not you. This
sorry.
is what the actor's saying.
Right, sorry. Yeah.
So he goes, I'm going to say 2 words to you, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes out of your mouth. And the Duke goes, okay. He says, Jason Voorhees. And he replies, it makes me think of a little girl in a pink hot dress poking a hot dog through a donut.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think my take on it when watching it, while it is a bit nonsensical, it was like he was like making fun of Jason Voorhees. He was saying he's a pussy. Don't know what the hot dog fucking thing is about.
That's pretty fucking disturbing.
Yeah.
I guess Stephen Williams made that up.
I don't know.
It was improv, rumor has it, but come on.
Yeah. He was basically saying Jason's a little girl to him and he's going to whip his ass.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
I mean, it is a bit nonsensical, but yeah, it's fucking Jason Goes to Hell, so that's par for the course.
I do
Trust me, that line is the fucking least of the fucking problems in this film.
It's all right. So you got, yeah, I do like Joey, the diner owner, played by Rusty Schwimmer. I like her. She was in The Perfect Storm. She's a good actress, actually.
She's all right. Yeah.
And no, I like her as an actress.
Yeah.
But I do like her. She doesn't shut up, and her death was the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best death in the film.
Yeah.
Where she gets her fucking jaw pushed in.
Yeah. That actually, yeah. Quite
Jason is dead. 2-for-1 burgers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff. The scene where I can't believe we have this conversation. So Steven, the boyfriend of Jessica, the ex-boyfriend, and I believe that's his son.
His daughter.
That's his daughter.
Yes, the baby's his child. Yeah.
They never really cared about their kid in this. It's so bad.
It's fucking yeah.
He picks up the campers,
mm-hmm.
and they go and they start fucking,
mm-hmm.
and that girl gets her body is cut in half when they're having sex.
Yeah,
that was good death.
It was all right. Yeah,
oh, it was all right.
Well,
he takes a machete, guns her.
I know that there, yeah, but I mean, like for Jason, the Jason films, I am usually looking for something a bit more creative. But yeah, I mean, it was all right. It was good.
Something more creative? That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Cool.
I'll give you that.
No, you don't. You don't. Well, Steve Williams is in the Oscar-nominated genius.
He should be. He should have been for this.
So the cop, all right?
Yeah.
The cop is going to meet his
mm-hmm.
girlfriend, and her head gets smashed in the car door. That was cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he kidnaps the cop. And what is with this homoerotic leather straps, ties the guy down to shave him?
Don't know, haven't a clue. That was just fucking weird and random. Yeah. You know, there's so much random shit in this.
Okay, so
make sense.
that bothers you. That bothers you, but the girl in the pink dress comment doesn't.
Well, I mean, it was just. I mean, it didn't shock me, or it didn't. It was just
with the hot dog through a donut. I mean, that's a. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, that's cool. I mean, girls with donuts and hot dogs. That's.
It was basically, yeah. It was basically, it's a shit show from start to finish. So stuff like crazy lines like that. Or fucking people getting randomly tied down with this homoerotic sort of kinky stuff. It's all just part of the fucking clusterfuck that is Jason Goes to Hell. It's so, yeah.
And this is all happening in Jason's house. Let me ask you, if Jason had a nice house, because this is still Camp Crystal Lake,
mm-hmm.
technically.
In a while.
No, he left the coroners. He's now back in Jersey. So he must have hitchhiked.
Right.
Oh, no, because he would have taken over the body. He would have. I don't know how he learned how to drive because technically it's his brain in there now. But he gets back to Crystal Lake now. He's no longer in Ohio. So, how'd he get there? But that doesn't matter. But if Jason lived in the shack in the woods all these years, two things. Why didn't he live in this fucking house? This is a great house.
Exactly. It's just made up for this film.
And get Wi-Fi or something, or and doll it up. Yeah, that'd be great to go and there's a closet. And it's all different hockey masks.
It's also heavily suggested that Pamela Voorhees, whenever Jason died, she resurrected him using the Necronomicon from the Evil Dead.
Is that how he came back?
That's what it's. That's
all right. Much. That's okay. I'll go with it.
Yeah, so it's basically tying the Evil Dead into this film, which is actually insulting to the Evil Dead. But anyway,
so after he shaves the man's mustache and the corner.
Why does he shave him?
Because he's going to kiss him and put the thing in it. Probably doesn't like the mustache.
So fucking evil fucking gremlin fucking Jason that jumps into people's mouths is prepared to take on souls and brutally murder people in the most horrific ways. But he'll squirm at a mustache. Fuck off.
Yeah. Hey, these guys.
Why not just have a character without a moustache to save us having to fucking watch a man being shaved by another fucking man? It's weird.
So the cop, this is a good movie. The cop now is Jason, and he goes, and this is where Diana gets killed.
Yes.
And Steven comes to save the day, badly, and he's end up being blamed for the murder. Mm-hmm. And the scene, your favorite actor of all time, Stephen Williams, he's in the prison. And for some reason, why is Stephen Williams breaking this kid's fingers?
Don't know. Again, this is more random.
You said at the beginning of the podcast, this guy's a genius.
No, I'm talking about him as an actor.
This is the most defined character in the history of
no,
Friday
there's
the
a
13th.
difference between talking about the actor and the character. The character does some really random illogical shit, like breaking this guy's fingers, and the guy lets him break his fingers. At one point, it's like it doesn't make any logical sense. It's fucking,
let me.
It's bonkers.
There's something here. Mm-hmm. There is something here because they're almost. It could have been done if they got rid of the camp again. Mm-hmm. Pardon the pun.
And played it straight.
And played it straight. And
why is Crichton Duke in jail anyway? Was it from the incident in the diner? Because that seems a pretty minor fucking offence to be like slung in jail for.
Why is he in jail? He's being paid $500,000 to hunt Jason.
Yeah, it's. I was like, what? Hold on, I know there was the incident in the diner where he gets thrown out, but next thing he's in the jail cell, and I'm like, what the fuck happened here?
I didn't see that.
It's terribly edited. This film, along with there's no tension. The pacing's fucking all over the show.
Well, the pacing's fine. It runs pretty quick.
The pacing's fine. It's fucking. There's no tension.
No offense. There's really not. Mm-hmm. Until he gets fucking stuck with the iron rod in part 6, there's no tension in any Friday 13th.
But it's particularly bad here.
But they had something here. They could have played this so straight, where the spirit or the aura of Jason just jumped body from body, and he needs to find a Voorhees body to become whole again. That's okay. I'm going with that. But their execution with the tongue-in-cheek banter, again, we had this discussion.
I agree with
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
There's a particular scene where the guy Steven and one of the younger cop who's like trying to get him released and stuff are like fucking fighting and stuff, and it's played for laughs, and it just falls completely flat.
You mean Randy, the other cop? Yeah.
Yes. Where they're like, it's out in his car, when he's out in the car and approaches Steven. It's played for laughs, but it just falls so flat.
Yeah. Then you find out Robert is the bad guy. Mm-hmm. He's gonna
the evil TV executive.
Yeah,
anchor type.
He's taking the dead body of Diana.
Yeah.
That's Jason's sister, and put it in the house. So when they do a live show in the Voorhees home, which I'm shocked, Voorhees home's still even standing.
The Voorhees mansion, you mean?
Yeah. And for ratings, they'll, oh my God, look, it's a body. But obviously Jason shows up when he's doing that and takes over Robert. Now Robert is now Jason. Mm-hmm. Or should we call him Uncle Jason?
Fuck it, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Great Uncle Jason, technically, with the baby.
No, he would be Uncle.
No, he's the uncle of the mother of the baby. But the baby itself, it would be great uncle.
Oh, yes, you're right. Great Uncle Jason. Oh, boy. You talked about, I do like when the cop transfers into Robert, the bad guy.
Yes.
He melts. You see what happens to the bodies when they, when he's
very well done.
It's pretty cool.
To be fair,
cool. There's a little stop motion in there too.
Yeah,
very reminiscing of Hellraiser. Mm-hmm. That was pretty neat. I'm trying to think of some other stuff.
well, the finale.
I'll give you. I'll tell you why I'm up. It sucks that they couldn't do this better. There's a scene where the sheriff comes in. He's got nose is broken, and Randy, the other cop, come in, and you don't know who's Jason. Mm-hmm. They could have played on this for the whole film.
Exactly. Yeah.
The whole film could have been who's Jason now.
Yeah.
You could have kept that mystery like a 10 little eight.
And it would have been really tense. Yeah.
It would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Like, someone could just give you a glare. Is that Jason?
Like The Thing. Know. When they're all fucking...
Yes. Which they reference in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
There's a crate. You see that in the cellar?
The difference between The Thing and this absolute piece of fucking garbage is The Thing's directed by John Carpenter, and this is just amateur hour.
Well, I know that, but anyway, okay, yeah, but they do play homage to The Thing. Mm-hmm. Underneath the stairs is a big crate. Mm-hmm. The Arctic Expedition.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, and then chaos assumed. Not really. There's really no chaos. You pretty much know who it is right away. That it's Randy. There's a big fight, and the baby, the Duke took the baby. When?
Again, it's terribly edited. It's like the Duke randomly appearing in fucking jail. Because
Robert, who's Jason now, comes to the diner and he kicks everyone's ass. Nice little death with the cute little girl where he crushes her head and the blood just flies out.
Yeah,
that was cool. And this is where Joey, the diner owner, gets it in the jaw.
Yes,
it's actually pretty nice. It's a lot of chaos, so maybe that's when he went to take the baby. There's so much chaos.
It's done off screen, as far as I'm aware.
Yes, it's done off screen. But first of all, these two are horrible parents. That baby's sitting on a box.
Yeah, it's just a crate that you would store like fucking oranges or something in. You know, it's like, yeah, who needs a fucking crib or like, you know, like a proper blanket or a pram or something? Yeah, just fuck it in the fucking old crate there. You know?
And before Duke dies, where he breaks his back,
yeah,
he gives Jessica the blade of life.
Yes, which is basically the dagger from the Evil Dead, but it's like extended.
Okay, so that is the dagger. It has to be used by a Voorhees to kill Jason.
More shit that's just been made up for this film alone.
And the reason, there's no made up. There's no. What do you mean?
It's
a film. It's not made up. It's a film. They're writing it.
It shits all over everything that came before.
This has nothing to do with your. But fucking Take Manhattan. That was a fucking masterpiece.
At least no, it wasn't. And the Friday the 13th series before this is not what you would call perfect, but at least it was consistent.
No, what?
You know,
you're saying Friday the 13th from 6 and on have been consistent.
Well, maybe not 100%, but with this, it goes a whole another complete level altogether.
You know what though? I'm okay with it. I'm not saying it's good, but it's a lot better than 6, 7, and 8.
Disagree completely.
And a lot of people would.
Yeah,
I saw the reviews.
Yeah, disagree completely. This is the worst of the lot for me.
No, we're coming to it.
No, we're not.
Oh, Jesus, here we go. What? Stephen Williams in that one too? Your favorite actor of all time? So, and you know what's funny? When Jessica runs into the house and she sees Duke with the baby.
Yes.
She even says, "Put the baby down." There's no tears. There's no, "Oh my gosh, my child." Doesn't even call the child by her name.
It goes back to the lack of tension.
Put the baby down. Well, that's your daughter. Shouldn't you call her by the daughter's name?
There's a severe lack of tension. Obviously, thing like a baby being a threat is something that could have been extremely tense. I mean, it is a very serious thing, obviously, if it ever really happened. But in this, you don't really give a shit because the characters don't give a fuck, and that includes the fucking baby's parents. It's like, it's just a prop. The baby's just a prop, you know?
So when Jason comes out of Randy's body, which was cool, comes out of the neck.
Yeah.
It's like a little demon baby thing. It goes down to the basement, falls through in the basement where Duke was.
Yeah.
But he sees his sister, technically.
Yes.
And he goes up her yoo-hoo. And then he pops out, fully clothed Jason. Yeah!
Completely preposterous.
Now, that scene, actually, Erin Gray didn't know that happened because her character was killed, so she left the set.
Yes.
But when she went to a screening of the film, she was really upset. She said she felt violated because she wouldn't have done a film that would have done that.
Well, I mean, that's a bit, it's fiction, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't agree with her on that.
It's her character, and technically they're saying it's her yoo-hoo.
But it's not her. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I can see why the actress...
I can I don't want to...
You have the actress being violated.
Yes.
And, I can understand why she'd be a little...
fair enough, but...
So, Jason gets stabbed with the knife of Voorhees, whatever the fuck it is, and then the mask of... the hockey mask gets brought down by, obviously, the claw.
What's with the fucking Muppet arms coming out of hell?
Oh, you mean the demons and stuff?
Yeah.
They had really cool models already in place. They were gonna do like stop motion, but it just
which would have been cool.
Yeah, but it didn't work, so they had no choice. So this is like a last minute.
Right.
The only thing seems to be with Friday 13th. the ending never works. It didn't work the first time, so now we have no budget, so let's just do this.
Yeah, just fucking throw it together.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. But they did do their big. People didn't really notice it because when you had the Freddy glove come out,
Yes,
and take the mask down, that was a big cool. Well, we won't see any of that for another 10 years anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, and it's apparently the Freddy arm that pops up at the very end is played by Kane Hodder's arm.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the movie cost $3 million to make. It made 16. So it made its money back, but nothing like what the other Friday 13s have done.
Yeah.
6, 7, and 8, and this one just nothing what the other ones made. But it
didn't deserve to.
Well, 9 years later, Noel Cunningham is in the producer seat now, and we are now Jason X. Jason in space. Now, before I get this podcast going, I just want to get this out of the way. And I know Trevor's going to interrupt me. This is going to be Trevor's favorite Friday the 13th of all time. He is going to stick up for it, and there's only one reason why, and that is the man who's in the beginning of the film. He doesn't care about this film. Trevor's going to give you lies here, people. He's going to give you lies and lies. But because he's got a hard-on for Dr. Wimner, who's played by David Cronenberg.
Oh, yes.
This is going to be his favorite Friday the 13th.
So, anyway, just following on from what Ciaran said, I would just like to say this is not just one of the greatest Friday the 13th films ever made, but one of the greatest films ever made, especially due to David Cronenberg appearing on... what are you joking?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
If you put David Lynch in this, he would have fucking... where's the fucking director's cut?
Starring Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah. No, I mean, right, to lend a bit of context to what I am going to say in truth about Jason X, I would say that at the time when this was released, I didn't see this in the cinema, I saw this on either DVD or video, because I know around that time sort of DVDs were sort of coming in, but anyway, I rented it as soon as it came out on, rental release. I fucking hated it, I thought it was terrible, but 20 years on, I've grown to sort of like it a bit, I have to admit. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's far from perfect, but after watching Jason 9, Jason Goes to Hell, and then watching this, straight after, it was just a relief to have a fucking Jason film again, with Jason going about killing people. Oh, alright, it's in space, and it is fucking really silly, and it is stupid, and it's one of the weakest of the series, but...
You just totally ripped this film to shreds, but you actually have a but.
But I sort of enjoyed the silly camp nonsense.
But why couldn't you have that with the fucking Jason Goes to Hell? That was silly camp. I actually I'm not saying it's great, but kind of liked it.
Yeah, but it didn't really feel like a Jason film to me. That was my major issue, and it was terribly put together. Whereas this is sort of competently handled to a certain extent. I mean, it's no masterpiece, obviously, and it's one of the weakest in the series. But it's a bit of fun if you just leave your brain at the door and you just sort of roll with the silliness. Do you know what I mean?
No. So this is written by Todd Farmer. I like Todd Farmer. Todd Farmer does a lot of slasher stuff. He's most famously for rewriting the remake of My Bloody Valentine. Mm-hmm. He's in everything he writes. Mm-hmm. The guy who wrote this, Todd Farmer. He's the bald badass who's in the VR scene when he gets his head cut off.
Yes.
He's in all, but it's nice to see him, and this is kind of his freshman outing from screenwriting, and then he would do My Bloody Valentine, the remake, which was good, and he does some good stuff, fun stuff. He did Trick, I think, but he always works with his buddy, Patrick Lusser, who is a film editor, who did all the Scream films, but he went on to direct, and he writes all of his stuff, so it's got, competency behind the typewriter there. Mm-hmm. Now, Hellraiser was popular franchise. Leprechaun, not necessarily popular, but a lot of the shit was coming out direct to video. Mm-hmm. So you had Leprechaun in space, you had Hellraiser in space. So what the fuck? You might as well throw Jason up there. I will say this: of all those three I just mentioned, this is a lot better than that. I'll give you that. So yes, we got Dr. Wimner, Rowan, KM14, Professor Lowe, Azrael, Tensurion, Janessa, Fat Lou, Kicker, Briggs, Dallas, Crutch,
There's a
Adrian,
lot to get through.
Adrian, Stoney, Waylander, and Kinsda. Fuck. How was this greenlit? I will say this. Adrian, he gives the best death.
Mm-hmm.
Best death. Liquid
by far.
No, liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Which, by the way, is they tested that death on Mythbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't. Right, well, I mean, it fucking works for this film.
Jason's body is about to be put into a cryogenic imprisonment, like Han Solo.
Yes.
Okay.
In the year 2010.
2008.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Come on, man. Get it right. So, Dr. Wibner is
Played by David Cronenberg.
Played by David Cronenberg. I got to give Cronenberg credit. I like Cronenberg as a person. I don't like some of his stuff, but I always liked it, like Nightbreed. Very fucking creepy.
Oh, and he's the star of Nightbreed to me.
Yeah, and then you've got he always gives his 100% to horror. Always. Yeah. He's done the Slasher series, which was my favorite TV show. He's in the Slasher series. Mm-hmm. He's very good in it. And the cool thing about Jason X, he came in. He even let them use his DP. Mm-hmm. Who's won awards and has worked with Cronenberg his whole career. So you're letting your DP to a Jason film. That's pretty cool. So he's a fanboy, which I like. He appreciates, as camp as it can be, he still has a soft spot for some cool, B
He
stuff.
understands that it is what it is.
So Wimner wants to keep him. He doesn't want to put him in cryogenic because he wants to study him. Why is his body rejuvenate like this? Blah, blah, blah. Which I kind of get. Which I think they should have stuck with. But they didn't. They end up... they all end up getting it. Yeah. And he ends up getting cryogenic. But the last minute, Rowan gets trapped in there with him and she gets put to sleep. Mm-hmm. Which, again, very stupid. Mm-hmm. Now, it's 24:55. 24:55. And... this is all based around other students, right? Expedition students that are on this mission. Mm-hmm. Right? It's a class.
Yes.
Yeah. So they find the two bodies. Mm-hmm. There's a nice shot I actually really like. And by today's standards, people will piss on it. But I think it's pretty good. And it's when they find the two bodies, Rowan and Jason, and they're transporting the bodies across this what's Earth at the time. It's Crystal Lake.
I really like that as well. And
it's
I
a
think
desert.
Up.
Yeah, it's a desert sequence, and it's windy because Earth is now destroyed.
Oh, it's barren. Yeah.
And they're they're bringing the bodies to the ship. It's actually kind of a cool shot.
It's very cool, and I think I think it stands up by today's standards as well.
Yeah, it's gritty and dirty. When I mentioned Hardware, remember that movie Hardware again?
Yes,
and it was just kind of. It was cool. I thought that was a nice little shot. Too bad we don't get more of that.
Yeah. It's probably the only artistically shot sequence in this.
Yes, that is completely true. So, yes, we have these scientists and students. Mm-hmm. All of them are barely clothed. They don't, they're all, 12 years old. But
played by like 40-year-olds,
and they're all gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And whatever happened to lab coats?
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, in the future, 400 years in the future, they don't have lab coats or anything like that. It's just they basically run about in their brand knickers.
So they're in a scavenging expedition. Well, they're not. They're on a finding expedition. But the one who runs the Professor Lowe, he is there to kind of profit from it.
If basically to anyone listening to this podcast, if you've seen Alien, which I've no doubt many of you have, it's basically the plot of Alien.
Yeah, no, Aliens.
Yeah, well, bit of both. Yeah,
no, Aliens, because Professor Lowe would be Paul Reiser's character.
Yes,
because he's there to take the Jason body and to sell it.
Yeah, but the crew are very much based on. Well, I mean, there's even a crew member in Jason X called Dallas. You know what I mean? Like in Alien.
Is there? Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's an insult. Listen, it's got some cool deaths. Let's just go through them. I do like when Adrienne, before she gets her head smashed, and then liquid nitrogen, when she's taking his eyeball out.
You know, it's a good little surprise
It's a good little scene.
at the beginning with Cronenberg, where Cronenberg's assistant basically throws like a blanket over Jason, says he insults him or something, says, put this over your ugly fucking face. Or
Yes,
something.
yes.
And then whenever Cronenberg and all comes back, Cronenberg says, get that rag off him, and you're expecting it to be Jason, but it's not. It's the guy who fucking put it over him.
Oh yeah, that was a nice shot.
Yeah,
Was a
that
nice
was pretty
shot.
good.
What doesn't work is the sets. The sets
Yes,
were all
very
over,
cheap looking.
very cheap looking, very Star Trek '69 kind of stuff. And then you had very dark shots,
Yeah,
and you go, "What? Where are we? Where's that?" You know, it's
it's not very aesthetically pleasing.
yeah, because any good sci-fi film, whether it's Alien's a perfect example, always gives you a tour of the ship. They did that in the beginning of Alien. Real quick one, nothing major, so the audience can know where we're at.
This feels made for TV.
Yeah, well, when they filmed this was shut down. This was New Line got bought out. Not New Line, but there's a new bigwig in town. He benched this, so it sat for 2 years, and then piracy started coming. Pirate Bay came to light, and this got released accidentally, so people saw it.
That's right.
So I think that
It was
hurt.
leaked.
Yeah, so it sat for a while. In all fairness, I can see why. I mean, they're probably, what the fuck? And they're not wrong. Who greenlit this? The guy probably said. That's why he replaced the other dude. Now, what I do like is the best part of the film, I think, is the military guys.
Yeah.
Now, this is the aliens part you were talking about. I kind of like them. I like the Tony Todd Candyman guy.
Yeah.
Sarge.
Yeah.
Sarge
Yes.
is all right.
He's the best character. Well,
He's the best character. You're right. And I like how Jason's taking them out one by one. I kind of like that. There's no chaos.
yeah.
And he breaks one's neck.
Well, it's
He
more.
cuts-
It's more of a stealth, Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he cuts one's throat. He throws one on a big screw. I think that's cool.
Yes.
He cuts one in half.
And then there's a line where says, where somebody says, "Where such and such," and says, he's screwing or something, or
No,
he's screwed.
He got screwed.
Yeah.
But it was it was well done. I actually enjoyed it. Some good gore again.
It's competent.
It's competent. Got some good gore. It's when the military guys are gone is where this film kind of starts falling apart. It actually fell apart from the opening scene. But I was thinking about it. Now, I don't think people in the States would understand this one, but Trevor likes to put on programs that no one's ever heard of, so I'm going to go ahead and do it myself. I was thinking forever, how we said the ship looks cheap?
Yes.
You know what it reminded me of? It finally triggers me today.
Go ahead.
A game show called The Crystal Maze.
Yes.
It looks like it's something that
Yeah.
could have been used in that set.
Yeah. Yeah. It is very TV set from the 1980s or maybe 90s.
So when they have to go to Solaris, right, with the Jason body, they're going to Solaris, right? Why did they crash? Because the pilots were killed off camera. Is that correct?
No, Jason killed the fucking pilot.
I just said that. The pilots
Yeah.
were dead off kill.
It was basically caused by Jason and the confusion. There's no pilot, so the
Okay, so
the ship crashed then into Solaris.
yeah, okay, I figured that. That's what I was asking. But you don't see the pilots get it. You see the aftermath of their heads and
Yeah.
body parts everywhere.
I don't like it when they do that. I want to see the deaths. I don't like. And the Friday the 13th series does it a lot overall.
I think the deaths in this one are, and this is the biggest compliment I'm going to pay it, are the best we got since 5.
Yeah.
The deaths are good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. I would sort of agree with that. Yeah. Pretty much.
And I'm just getting, this is where it's all shit. Now we got the students, and they blow up Jason because you have the KM-14. She becomes a ninja robot bondage karate girl.
Yeah, but to be fair, like it's basically tongue in cheek. Like
Yeah.
basically the entirety of this film. It's like she becomes a badass, like fucking killer robot android woman. But I don't mind that. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun because It's all very. This whole film's very tongue in cheek. It's, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know. I mean,
so it sort of works for me, you know.
No, not really. But I do like when she blows his fucking head off with that fucking grenade gun, whatever it was.
It's a brilliant shot.
Yeah, and that's a nice, again, good gore, and he's not coming back from that, or is he?
Yeah.
So these we see they use these rejuvenates quite a bit. We see it when that kid gets his arm cut off. It can redo your arm and brings back Rowan, brings back Jason.
Yes, the ants, the nanotechnology ants.
So the Sarge, remember he got it, but he's back.
Yes.
So it rejuvenates, but what I don't get is why did he come back as because the mask was technically still on what was left of his face. It made the mask again too.
Yes, and it made it better and stronger. He's also got his eye that he lost many years ago. He's also got it back. He's 2 eyes now.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, and they're red.
he didn't lose his eye. He lost the eye when she took it out in the beginning of the film.
Aye, but it's restored.
Yes,
by the ants.
Yeah. All right, so he's back now as big Jason guy.
Uber Jason.
So they have to. Their hull's damaged, and another ship is coming to rescue them. But they need to. They're going to blow up that hull.
Yes.
Get away from it so they can have the other ship connect. Whatever they're going to do, and it's again no tension. They could have given us like a fucking timer. Quick, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And as they're putting down the charges, they're being taken out one by one.
Even though it would have been a cliche, it still would have added.
It would have worked. It would have given us something.
Yeah.
But at this point, besides Sarge, I could give a shit about any of these characters.
Oh no, I wanted them all to die. I would like Sarge. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. Yeah, I actually like Sarge and Android Woman or whatever the fuck she is, Robot Woman.
Cam.
Yeah, the rest of them are just fodder for Jason. You know,
I like the VR sequence when they trick him.
Yes, that's probably the best. Aside from the Cronenberg cameo at the beginning, that's, I would say, the best sequence.
Yeah.
Where he goes back. And it's very tongue-in-cheek. It goes, oh, we want to get stoned, and we want to get drunk and engage in premarital sex.
Yeah,
you know?
And he's beating the crap out of him in the sleeping bags.
Yeah, that's right. He's beating one with the other. Yeah.
But this is where, when Sarge saves the day, my God. When they're on the shuttle and they're leaving, Jason's flying into space, coming after him. Yeah. And then Sarge grabs him at the last minute and brings him down to Earth as they burn in, you know.
That's not Earth, but is it?
Oh, no, Earth's gone. Another planet.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's my
It's Alien Camp Crystal Lake.
That's my question for you.
Yeah.
At the end, Jason and Sarge burned in the atmosphere, technically. Yes. But it's not Earth, because Earth's gone.
Yes.
So they land, and there's humans, and they're at a lake.
Yeah.
So where are they?
It's an alien planet. It's basically Alien Camp Crystal Lake. It's either an Earth colony or they're basically aliens, like humanoid aliens.
Because then you see his mask at the bottom of this.
It's basically, I wouldn't sort of read too much into that end, and it's just done as a bit of a joke.
Oh, look, it's a shooting star. Make a wish. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, it landed in the lake.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
You know, this film could have had really potential. This tanked. I mean, $11 million budget. It's triple the budget of any of the other ones had, and $14 million it made. And that could be because of the leaks, but it also could be the fact that a lot of people knew this was going to be bad.
I think people had enough at this point.
Yeah, and I tell you what, though, what does work for it, and this kind of sums up our retrospective, because we're coming now to Freddy vs. Jason and the remake coming out this year. So this kind of ends the chaos of
the madness.
And it's terrible. But listen, it does.
I don't think it does have. I genuinely don't think. Now, see, 20 years ago when I first watched this, when it first was released on DVD or video or whatever it was, I hated it. As I said at the top of this sort of section of the podcast, I genuinely hated it, and I felt it was one of the worst films I'd ever seen. But revisiting it, 20 years later, as I did before this podcast, I it's nowhere near as bad as I give it credit for, and a lot of other people say about it. I genuinely think it's very unfairly treated. I've seen a hell of a lot worse stuff, and at least it keeps, although it's in space, at least it keeps in the sort of spirit of previous Jason films, and it's tongue in cheek. Don't take this serious. It's not meant to be.
Okay, so
I ain't gonna give it a pass.
okay, keywords out of your mouth, and you've said this quite a few times during this retrospective.
Mm-hmm.
It's tongue in cheek. Don't take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Friday the 13th.
I know that. I know what you're saying, but
no, there's no. Listen, let me. You said your piece. You love it. It's your favorite film. You said that, and Stephen Williams is God. There's the two things we got out of this podcast. But what I'm going to tell you now. This is. It's nice. It's got competency. Sadly, Jim Isaac's a guy who died of blood cancer or something horrible.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. God love him. But I'd like to have seen him given a budget and doing something different, because I think this guy has competency behind the lens.
Yes.
Especially get Cronenberg on board. That's pretty cool. But I like the Cronenberg cameo. I like the military guys. I like Sarge. I like some of the deaths. And I'm actually praising it quite well, considering it's a train wreck. Yeah. It's the horrible visual effects outside of space and stuff like that. That's a really nice shot, though. We talked about that.
I've seen worse.
That's really good. Once the military guys are taken out, it dies. It's over.
The
Uber
sort
Jason
of student characters are pretty annoying, to be fair.
Yeah, Uber Jason is stupid looking. It's fucking stupid. Give me old school Jason. I'll take that. I like to see like a cleaned up version of Jason. That's fine. Uber Jason's fucking stupid.
Uber Jason was just a bit of a gimmick for that film alone.
Yeah, just to sell new masks. But at the end of the day, it is a train wreck. Out of all the shit we've seen, Jason X, and I'm putting Jason Goes to Hell on there, are better to me than 6, 7, and 8.
I disagree, but
I would rather have. But guys, I'm just saying this because at least he did something different. Fuck it. If you're gonna fuck up this franchise, do it this way.
Do it in style.
go out with a bang. You know, give us what you can. And so that's all I really can say for it. I will never watch these again. I will never watch 6, 7, 8, 9 again. I won't do it. 1 through 5 are the only Friday 13th I will watch. However, we are coming to a couple other ones, which are technically more of an expand. I don't want to. They're really.
They're part of the series. They're part of technically.
They're really not. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, we'll be getting to them, of course. But of all the shit we've just talked about, these ones at least move up. Move up. But 1 through 5 are really the only ones. And but listen, so we've got Freddy vs. Jason, and then we got the Friday 13th remake.
Yes.
Both directed by competent directors, good budgets. I remember really, really enjoying both of them. And what we just got done talking about, anybody should like them. Because it's a nice step away from the shit we've been talking about for the last few podcasts. But they're not that bad because Trevor thinks they're great films. Trevor thinks Jason X is a masterpiece.
I enjoyed Jason X. Leave your brain at the door and just roll with the madness and the silliness.
So there you have it. This retrospective has done quite well for us. Thank you again, as I mentioned. You can follow us on Citizen Frame _podcast and, of course, Facebook. The new issue of Phantasmagoria is out now, and it's available on Amazon worldwide and locally at Forbidden Planet.
Yep.
That's all I have for you. We are going to take a little breather before we get to the finale of Friday 13th because we're going to pepper in a couple of new releases. Yeah. And there's a rumor out that this new Stallone film, Samaritan, is supposed to be pretty good. So we're going to give that a check. And we like promoting our boy Stallone because we felt ending with Stop or Our Mom Will Shoot doesn't do our boy justice.
Doesn't do his justice, yeah, definitely not.
So,
everyone's allowed a blip.
Which, again, I'm calling you out, Trevor. You thought it was a masterpiece. You thought it was the greatest film ever made.
Well, it was up there with Jason X.
Wow. There you go. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and that's all I've got. Take care of yourselves.